Welcome back to Emerging Tech. My name is Andrew, and we are in Unreal Engine, looking into some of the tools that we're going to be using for screens. So screens is going to be employing physics and being able to pick up things. So this is a test in that. We've got a test in tracking the user. So wherever I go on this map, this little thing will face me. Static mesh is a technical term. This is an AI chassis, as is this. These are AAA game models that we're using to make AI a little more interactive. Now, as you can tell, they're in some kind of fighting stance, and I can assure you that with weapons, I'm building friendly AI to help you do daily tasks, such as banking and stuff like that. Just simple little things where you tell your little AI bot to go off and maybe set appointments. They already exist, they're already out there. You have one on your phone right now. So I'm going to try to make it so that you're more aware of it and bring it into a more holistic kind of approach. That's the overall goal with this little VR project, is to make tech a little bit easier to use. Okay, in the background you're going to see some screens floating around and or popping in and out. Those are actually web browsers. I'm just doing some testing on resolutions and such. I need to know certain things will happen. In the back you have one rotating in space. That is actually running a AI. Is randomly picking a spot nearby it, and it's going to be floating around. Pay it no mind though, it's a pretty rough test. Basically what we're trying to do is turn this little screen here, which is basically your phone. And it won't track me now, but it's basically just a phone, little phone in space. And we're going to transform that through some of these tests and some other work into screens where you should be able to interact with websites at a much higher level. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and simulate this. Now, as you can see, some of the animations are already in. Quite shortly, we're going to have the artificial intelligence, instead of just moving the phone in the background, moving the characters and or the screen itself. As mentioned, in the background you can also see the websites popping in and out. Those blue rectangles are websites floating in space, floating in the blue. And of course, wherever we go, okay, so this is just one layer. This is the 2D layer. Let's go ahead into 3D. What I mean by that is I'm going into VR mode, and now you're going to see it from the camera view that I created. You're also going to see these up here. These are my hands, and these are the controllers that I'm actually holding now. What are they? They are a one-for-one representation of my motion. Okay, so you're going to be able to see that I can just touch stuff. It brings up panels. This is kind of the kind of a demonstration of where screens I think will go. Alrighty, now I'm just going to. Okay, sorry. Just getting some technical stuff set up here. Okay, so just to give you an idea of VR editing in the editor, as you can see, I can scale things rapidly. I can also rotate in real time. This is my hands in rotation, so massively intuitive. These interfaces have huge implications in software development and or I got the birds and the clouds in as well, but they don't really factor into this little demo. It's just nice to have. This is our current little world, and as you can see, there's more being. Sorry, I'm getting some clipping here. You might too. There's plenty of room to grow. We have our waves in. We have waves crashing down on the beach. I'm getting a little bit of performance issue because of the recording, so apologies there. Okay, so let's take a look at our AI chassis. As you can see, big and scary, right? But Crunch is no slouch. He could work for us. Same with Sarah. They may be armed, but we can help them disarm themselves. Sorry, I'm just in a weird resolution, kind of a film over top. This world can be animated with trees. And all the materials we control, right down to the birds. Okay, so you can see also we control shape. We play with everything. And this is literally my web browser that I'm loading. Other things, all the things. Oh, I'm also working in scale as well, so. I shrunk this, but I'm gonna make it big again. I think I've made it too big. As you can tell, it's still not perfect, but it is pretty good. Yeah, definitely gonna have to undo this. It's gone way too big. Well, you know what? We are playing with experiments, so let's experiment with size. I've never really tried to get it as big as I could. It seems huge by that shadow. I think I might be inside of it. Let's see. Dimensionality has its costs. I think I can edit and just supposed to be just a button. Go back. There it is. Let's go a lot more carefully this time. A little bit too rambunctious. And I'm going to put it over here because it's going to be big anyways. It's not giving me the outline in this, but I think it should be fairly large. These blocks we can pick up. Put one over there. So eventually the screen over here, I intend to have the pickup properties of this block, the facing qualities of this block, the floating in space qualities of that, and the artificial intelligence of these two, with the web surfing capabilities over there and here. Okay, so that is broad strokes on the project. And here's what it looks like in virtual reality. Okay, so still not perfect, but as you can see, my guy Crunch here is ready to go. So, of course, you can get out. Harmless, no worries. And interchangeable. This and this are very similar, and so are those. Those are actually all coming in aesthetic meshes, so they're interchangeable. So whatever we put into this guy's mind, we can put into this guy's mind or the tree. So we could have talking trees. I mean, why would we? I guess because we can. Also, gonna be able to pick up this box, and we can, like I said, scale in real time. Woo! It's gonna be a little easier pickup. I don't. It's a 1-for-1, so I'd have to go down to the floor to pick it up if it was on the floor. Okay, back into the simulation. Okay, so as you can see, starting animation is very convincing. I'm actually in a box now. Takes a little while to know when you're clipping through vertex planes, but once you know how, VR could make you all powerful. I mean, I couldn't lift any material besides. Here, Hulk-like strength. Interesting. And the sand, yeah, fairly realistic. Fairly convincing. Sorry, I'm still working with teleporting. Sorry, it was inside the vertex planes. Okay, so what can we do with these? Stack them, rack them, this could be anything. But mostly that's going to be how we can pick up this. They're different experiments, so it's not crossed yet. I try to go from first principles, so we just build in silos and then amalgamate. Okay, so how realistic are these? And it's not going to seem very great out there on the video, but I can assure you it's fairly intimidating when you're here, and you might even have to do a boxing game. Anyways, 1 for 1, so that is where my hands are. And this is a real fair. Okay, so where do I see this going? Street Fighter games in VR. Let's get some funding. Education. This is the knuckle. This is a blaster. That's the kneecap. You've got to come up from the inside. Try to stay out. He's going to cross over, so be ready for the under. You know. And maybe, you know, this doesn't have to be a beach. Maybe this could be Machu Picchu. I'll do some demonstrations where I've been working on something called pre-travel, where you go to places where you either can't afford to go or where you will go later. You kind of just enjoy it. Now this guy over here is kind of a fun one-off. Because of the plane of that web browser, you can't usually see it, but it's about to rotate in, and we should be able to see it now. I think that playing with these kind of things where they're there and not there, or just rotating them by 90 degrees and they're no longer visible, have huge savings for computation. Anyways, still playing around in it, but that's kind of where we are today. So from VR, this is Andrew saying thanks for tuning in to Emerging Tech. Ciao for now. Enjoy the beach.